Welcome to Statesboro, Georgia, in what many refer to as the prettiest little stadium in America and home to the Georgia Southern Eagles. But trust me, it can get a little ugly if you come in here and you're not an Eagle. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Appalachian State Mountaineers, taking on another team from the Sun Belt, the Georgia Southern Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait. Mountaineers will kick it away to start. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. So the Georgia Southern Eagles return man Hartley helped out the offense with that one. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Catch in the middle, it's White. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Makes a move. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So the App State Mountaineers offense will get the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job of it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's 3rd down. Dropping back, it's Aguilar. Get it out on the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. And the Mountaineers will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Line gets set, 1st down. He's gonna pass. Using the quick game. They get him down after he makes the catch. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He's gonna pass on 2nd down. And the incomplete pass will wrap up the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. From the gun, wants to pass. Starting to feel a little pressure. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with a sack.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect their quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards, get some first downs, get some positive momentum.
And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. Looking downfield, it's Aguilar. Working that left side now. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Mountaineers come to the line with a new set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. With the catch, it's Jackson. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, the offense averts absolute disaster by falling on that fumble.
It's so hard to force fumbles, and when you do, you so badly want to get them. You're crawling, you're doing whatever you can to get there as a defender, but the offense fortunate enough to cover it back up.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Offense calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have throw to the end zone. It's picked off.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's French. Gets it out quickly. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They cross midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Finds his big tight end. Clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Looking to throw for it.
It must be nice for this quarterback.
Oh, what a grab by the defense. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. And I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll give it to the back. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Offense working from the pistol. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Appalachian State regains possession and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. Not a lot of offense. In fact, no offense in terms of scoring there in the first half.
You got to give the defense credit on both sides. They've been physical. They've been making plays. So now, which of these offenses can break the tie? It's not going to be easy, but for this offense now taking the ball here first in the second half, they've got to get something going.
Finally giving the defense some credit. How did that feel coming out of your mouth? Did it hurt? Like, did you not like to say that? It sounded painful.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Looking to throw at Aguilar. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat and you're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But they had a great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground, and getting the football out, a little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
Offense set on first down. Now they'll run the draw. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the chains for the first down. Georgia Southern in a hurry. From the gun, looking for a man. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, Eagles! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
And finally, somebody gets on the scoreboard. A first half of no points, 0-0. Now in the third quarter. Sometimes when you get that rhythm and that offense rolling, sometimes it's hard to stop. So let's see if this is a trendsetter. Let's see if this starts the offensive momentum.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Looking to go up top on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Roberts. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Got it set up on the outside. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Getting some heat. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. And the Mountaineers will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looking for a block. It's Burgess. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. They'll try the run. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. They gobbled up a ton of yardage to open this drive, and now in business near midfield at the 49. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They're getting this guy lathered up. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Give to the back. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this third quarter in style. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter. Georgia Southern has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. To the air, it's French. Lost one deep down the right side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10. From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They go to the draw. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. They'll try to get the first through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Robinson. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Fires the pass, intercepted. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 30. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
When you're down late in the game, you got to make plays. It's really tough not to force the football. You can tell quarterback forces the football. Defense comes up with a huge interception.
Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. And now, Jesse, the art here is to find the balance between milking the clock and trying to get another score.
I think if you're the coaching staff, too, you like to see your team play its best in the fourth quarter, right? Defense just did their job, so offense now, David, has to go out and handle their business.
Yeah, you got the momentum. Because of the defense, they've given you some momentum. They've given you a great opportunity to take hold of this game and really put a stamp on it.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. Smart move to keep it on the ground. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Smashes it between the uprights. And that lead grows even bigger.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the clock. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
With that field goal, now it takes a touchdown to beat them, so you want to pin them back and then let the defense have a little room to work with. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Wide open downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. He spikes it, clock stops as they try to rally late. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. To the air, it's Aguilar. He's got it. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Got to get lined up to spike it and stop the clock. Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going for it all. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
After this, it'll be a wrap. With the game in hand, the offense choosing to just have the quarterback take a knee. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast.